being after divorce. Okay, and so I'm also going to give you some practical tips and insights to help you to not only survive but thrive in this new chapter of life. And so if you felt the impact of divorce on your health, then this video is your guide to reclaiming your vitality and your well-being. Okay, and so if you are new to me, to my channel, Understanding You University, or to any of my content in social media land, then my name is Katrice Daniels. I am the Natal Chart Navigator, and I'm a divorce recovery strategist, and I teach divorced women how to use their natal chart to emotionally balance and move through the 5 stages of divorce faster, with grace, and with ease. Okay, and so back with another video. So excited to be here. This is one that I really want to, I'm excited about this video because when you talk about divorce, nobody talks about the impact. And I shouldn't say nobody, because somebody out there is obviously talking about it, but it's not talked about enough. Okay, and so I really want to discuss how divorce really takes a toll on your health, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. Okay, and because this is something that is really, really important. Okay, all right. So if you know, I talk about emotional health. Okay, getting emotionally balanced so that you can move through the 5 stages of divorce faster, right? And so emotional healing is what I want to talk about first, because when you are able to get your emotions balanced and get control over your emotions from being all over the place, then you can start moving into working on your physical health and working on your mental health, right? And it's not that you have to focus strictly on your emotions and then move into this and then move into, no, because again, nothing about life after divorce is linear. Okay, you're all over the place and you're working on multiple parts and things at one time, right? And actually, when you talk about the 5 stages of divorce, you could be in 2 stages really at once. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing is linear. There's nothing set in stone, and everything follows. It's your personal roadmap, which is why here on Understanding You University, I teach you how to use your natal chart, okay, to get in touch and really figure out and learn who you are so that you can really learn how to navigate your life. Okay, so talking about emotional healing, I want to talk about that first, because it's so important. You have to get control over your emotions. Okay, and so the emotional toll that divorce has on you is huge. Okay, and it's literally it's like a death. Okay, divorce is a death. Okay, it's a death to your marriage. It's a death to the family that you've built. It's a death to the life that you have known up until the divorce point. Okay, and so when you're looking at your natal chart, okay, you want to look at the first house is the house of you. Okay, so the first house is the house of the chart holder. Okay, it talks about your physical body, who you are, your personality, and so you want that house is a very important house when it comes to your emotional healing. When it comes to the chart in and of itself, that is, to me, that is the most important house because it's you. Okay, it talks about you. Okay. And so your first house and your 6th house, okay? 6th house is the house of sickness, and it's also where you can find things to do for your well-being as well, okay? So it's the 6th house is illness, sickness, but it's also the remedy in in that house, the energy of that house, the remedy is there as well to heal the sickness. Okay, so those are the 2 houses that I want you to focus on in your chart when it comes to any illness, any sickness, anything like that. Okay, that's like your preliminary, where you look, the very first houses you look. Okay, then you also want to look at your moon sign. Okay, you want to look at your moon sign, because your moon sign also signifies, has some significations with the body as well as your emotions. Okay, and then so you look there, and then you also want to what I call the healing houses, which this would be like these would be the next houses that you look at. It would be the 4th house, which is the house of home and family. The 8th house, which is it's shared resources, but it's also trauma, death. It's a very deep emotional house. It's a house of traumas. And then the 12th house. 12th house is the house of the hidden things. It's hidden things. It's self-sabotage. Okay, and so you want to look at those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses. Okay, those are the houses that you want to focus on when it comes to your emotional healing. Okay, and then you have to also look at when you look at the houses. Then you want to look at the sign that's on those houses, okay? Because the sign that's on those houses is how that area of life is going to be expressed, okay? And I've said this before. If you look at any of my videos, it's the house is the area of life. The sign is how it is expressed, okay? And if you have placements in that house, then that house has more of the energy is more prominent. It has more, that house is a main house that you need to express that energy in as far as your life here, okay, during this incarnation, okay? If that makes sense. Now, tell me in the comments, do you have any questions about like the houses, or how to express the what I mean, like when I say express the energy? If you have any questions, Aurora, can you not do that? You wait good till I start recording. Y'all know how, says my little dog I'm talking to. Y'all know how, like, you have an animal and or kids, okay, like, and I know for me, like, when we was kids, my mama would say, my mama would get on the phone and start talking. Oh, honey, that was free game to do whatever the hell, because mama was occupied, so she wasn't gonna be paying you no attention. I really feel like that's what my dog doing right now, because she wasn't making all this noise and doing none of this until I started recording this video, and now she got to walk up and down the wall and do all this extra, okay, just like Sharon. It like that just came to me, like, just like kids, right? But I love my little dog. Okay, so if you have any questions, please do put them down in the comments. And if you have not gotten your free copy of my framework, my natal healing method framework, okay, well, stop. If you have not gotten a copy of that, then go to my link tree. It's on the homepage of the channel, on the channel homepage, and also I will put a link to my link tree in the description, so you can go and get your copy of the framework. It breaks down the first 3 letters of the first 3 steps of the natal healing method, which is what I'm explaining to you right now. It is the first step, okay? So you definitely want to go get that. It's absolutely free. Get it at my link tree. Link will be in the description of this video, okay? All right. So you want to look at those houses. You want to look and see if you have what energies are on those houses, because that's how that area of life will be expressed energetically. And then also you want to see if you have any placements there. The placements means that area of life for you is more prominent in your life than some of the houses that are empty. Now, is that energy, every area of life is expressed, okay? However, some houses' energies, you have to consciously tap into those houses more than you do houses where you have placements, because that it just naturally shows up more. Okay, hope that makes sense. If not, questions in the comments. Okay. All right. And so when you're looking at your chart and you're looking at those houses, especially the 6th house, because it is illness and sickness. If you have placements in the 6th house, it can mean that you are more prone to have some type of illness, some type of sickness. And 12th house is addiction. So if you have placements in the 12th house, you can have the addictions. And then 6th house, depending on the sign that is on the house, you can be more prone to have illnesses and things happen because of addictions. Okay. So for example, having Pisces on the 6th house can have you more prone to addiction, alcohol, drugs, anything that you can be addicted to, but specifically like alcohol and drugs. Okay. Now, just because you have Pisces on the 6th house, it don't mean that you're going to have addictions, okay? But what I'm saying is having it on there can increase your chance for addiction, okay? And after a divorce, the pain is so deep, right? The hurt is so deep. The emotional pain especially is just so deep that, that can, in and of itself, don't matter what sign you have on the 6th house or the 12th house, that in and of itself can cause you to want to use some type of substance or to do something to help you to escape the pain, the reality of what's going on. So you have to really, really be careful with that, okay? All right, so looking into using your natal chart in this way to help you emotionally balance. Your natal chart, I really believe, is a cheat code, okay? It really is a cheat code for you to be able to really understand yourself on a deep and true energetic level, right? Because I truly believe that we are energetic beings in a physical form here on planet Earth, and once you really understand how to utilize your internal energies to navigate your life, you can really take your life in whatever direction you want to take your life into, okay? And so those are the houses that you will look at for healing, okay, for your emotional healing. Now, you also, if you seek the guidance of a professional therapist or a counselor, okay, you can, you don't have to go this alone, okay. Trying to go and deal with divorce alone, all by yourself, is really hard, and it's harder. Doing that makes divorce harder than what it has to be, okay. And so you definitely want to seek support of someone to help you to navigate that. Now, if you would like to learn how you can use your natal chart to help you to go through divorce faster, easier, and with more grace, you can book a free consultation with me, and we can look into your chart, see what's going on, and kind of give you a few tips and strategies on what it is that you can do. Kind of help you to figure out where do you want to go, how do you want to see yourself, see your life, how do you want to get there, and your natal chart can definitely give you the information that you need to rebuild your life, to heal yourself, to rebuild your life, to live the life that you want to live. Okay. And then also journaling. Okay. If you watch any of my videos, any of my content in social media land, then I always talk about journaling. Journaling is amazing for you for self-reflection in it, and you can see your healing. It's like you can see your healing in real time. You go back, like sometimes I go back and I look at, my journal entries, and I see, where I was back in 2019 when I really decided that, I no longer wanted to be married. And, up until now, and it's like the transformation is huge. And so journaling is really, really helpful. And then also meditation, okay? Meditation, and that to me can help you to just calm your mind so that you can get downloads from your intuition, okay? It heightens your intuition so that you can navigate, help you to become more in tune with your intuition, to make better choices and things for yourself, okay? Now also, as you're doing your emotional healing, you also want to look into your physical, right? Because a lot of times I found that I wouldn't eat. I couldn't eat. I didn't have an appetite. I lost a lot of weight. It got to the point to where, and then I already have been diagnosed with autoimmune disease. And so, like my stomach was all, like I just couldn't eat. And then I'm a Virgo, okay? I have a Virgo Sun, Virgo Venus, and people with prominent Virgo energy tend to have, or if you have Virgo in the 6th house, tend to have digestive issues, okay? Because in medical astrology, Virgo energy, it rules the digestive system, okay? And so I tend to have digestive issues and issues with eating, and then going through the divorce and all of the emotions that come with that, okay? Everything that comes with that, it really made it difficult some days for me to eat. I would have to try to force myself to eat, and I couldn't eat certain things, and it was a lot, okay? So, you want to learn your 6th house, learn that energy, because that energy will really help you when it comes to making decisions, dietary decisions, and also the energy on the 1st house as well, helps you when it comes to making decisions about your diet, okay? I'm a Leo rising, 1st house Leo on the 1st house, and Leo energy is energy of it's royalty, but it's also like the energy of the lion, okay? Red meat, and I have to watch how much red meat I eat, okay? But I do like red meat, and so like for me, when I tried to cut red meat out of my diet, it didn't work so well. So I introduced it back into my diet, and I started to see some changes, especially with me. It made me to be more anemic, and so as I introduced it back, my hemoglobin, it went up, okay? So you have to just be very, very careful with what it is that you as far as your diet, as far as getting enough exercise. And another thing is sleep. You may not be able to sleep really well. Your sleep patterns definitely could be off, okay? And so you really want to, your 6th house, your 1st house and your 6th house are, to me, key in you coming up with your personalized diet. Also, how to heal yourself, remedies for healing yourself, how to heal yourself, how to get over sickness and things like that, okay? And so you also want to establish a self-care routine. Okay. Now I know that can be very hard after divorce, especially if you have children and you're just trying to figure everything out and try to keep some type of normalcy for your children. But you're going to have to figure out how you, if it ain't but 15 minutes a day, you're going to have to figure out how to get in some type of a self-care routine for yourself. Now you can look at the moon phases for this. Okay. You can incorporate the lunar phases into your self-care practices. That's one way to align with the lunar energies, okay? Because the moon represents, it does represent our, it can represent our body, ourself, okay? But it also represents our emotions and how our emotions are up and down with the tide. And so you can use the moon phases to incorporate a self-care routine, okay? Meditation or relaxation with the waxing and the waning of the moon, emphasizing the nature of how the moon works, the moon cycles, and how you can use those to, and you can find all type of stuff I know here on YouTube, but you can also Google. I call this YouTube University, but you can also Google things, right? And so you definitely want to figure out how you can establish some type of a self-care routine for you. Like for me, because the moon also talks about how we can relax as well. And for me, when I am stressed out, one thing that really helps to calm me down and relax me is to get in the car and take a drive, okay? I'm a Sagittarius moon, okay? Sagittarius is the energy of the adventurer, the traveler. And so for me to get in the car and just take a drive when I'm really super stressed out, that is amazing. It calms me down. Now, I can be gone anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours. I just have to drive. I just have to go until I am calm. And I don't worry about gas. Because I know people like, oh, girl, you just waste all that money on that gas, just riding around on gas. Listen, when it comes to that's self-care for me. That is self-care. And so when you understand your moon sign, you can understand little things that you can do that's self-care for you, okay? So you definitely want to get into that. Now you also want to drink more water, and I'm talking to myself. Water is really going to help you through this process because you're doing a lot of crying, and you have to replenish those tears, okay? And you don't have to just drink water. You can eat, foods with water. A lot of fruit, all the melons, strawberries, all of those have a lot of water content, in them, and you can eat that, and that can help to replenish in addition to drinking water. Now, plain water is best, obviously. I like spring water, but these flavored waters are good as well. I really like them. They're carbonated water, but it's still water. I really like them. They don't have any sodium. Well, this one has 10 milligrams of sodium, and so I really like them. But you can also put fruit in your water. I do that as well. Put fruit in your water. But you just have to make sure you are hydrating yourself enough. Okay. All right. So there probably will be a part 2 to this because it's a lot and it's already at 25 minutes. So I really don't want to overwhelm you, but just know that working with getting emotionally balanced is one of the first things that has to be a priority after divorce, because if not, your emotions will overtake you and you will be all over the place, and you won't be able to actually start to move forward because you can't get away from what happened, okay? And so in order to get away from what happened, you have to focus on those emotions, or deal with those emotions. Get your emotions in check so that you can move forward, okay? And the quicker you start to focus and getting your emotions in check, and I'm not saying like there's this timeline, because there's no timeline, but that needs to be a priority in your post-divorce strategy, okay? That needs to be one of the main things that you are focused on, so that you can move forward, okay? And then also the physical wellness, because we have to keep our physical bodies, to a point so that we can function. We can't just let ourselves go. Even though I know you can feel like you just don't want to be here anymore, and you just like whatever, that will pass. That feeling will pass. I am a living witness. It will pass. And so while you are getting your emotions in check, you also want to focus on your physical wellness as well, especially if you have babies, okay, if you have children, all right? And so that's what I have for you for this. Like I said, I will probably most definitely do a part 2, because there's more that I want to get out to you. But we're gonna do this part this here, okay? We'll leave with the emotional and the physical, okay? And so if you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. My intention is that you found this video useful, helpful, or insightful, and if that is the case, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic, so don't forget to comment below, okay? Now, if you have started on your divorce recovery experience, and you're kind of like, you know what, I'm all over the place and I need some help, and you would like a roadmap to help you with navigating your experience, then 2 things. You want to grab my Natal Healing Method Framework ebook, okay? And in it, I explain the first 3 steps of the method, which to me are the foundation of the method, and give you tips on how to start utilizing each step so that you can to start getting moving through the 5 stages of divorce faster, okay? All right. And so now if you would like to schedule a divorce recovery strategy session with me, okay, where I go through and we kind of come up with like a plan to how you can go through this using your natal chart, okay, then you should book that session with me, okay? You can do that. The link will be in the description of this video for the framework ebook, and the strategy session is right at my link tree, okay? And so until next time, remember that possibilities are endless. If you can see it in your mind, then you can definitely hold it in your hand. And that should make you smile, because you are the one that creates your own reality. Have a good one.